So, as much as an explanation as I can muster right now for what's going on. So I'm recommending this is the first video you watch because it's an explanation of what this show is, what it actually is. Now that I know. Anyway, so I suffered brain damage 10 years ago, and lost. Uh, I had suffered, you know, injuries to my hippocampus and my forebrain, the areas of my brain that were active during the fire because they were heavily, they were exposed to the toxins and the toxic effects, I should say. Excuse me. And one of the things that happened was I lost all of my memories of my life. I lost contact with them. They all, how your memories fade. Well, mine all of them, all faded all at once, just into nothingness. And your personality, your consciousness, your ability to communicate, what you see here, your consciousness, for me was destroyed. I had no personality because your personality is based on your experiences, your memories. So I had none. So I've been going through, I was very intelligent before I was injured, and in fact, a genius. And I was utilizing those skills at the time. I was in school at the time, and afterwards, I began using those. I still tried to use those skills to solve my problems, but my consciousness faded. My subconscious, I'm not sure what to call this yet. I'll figure out the words. So I still do have difficulty articulating words, but my subconscious just faded. I was not able to. I've described it as being stuck behind. My brain is stuck inside of this other brain that doesn't work so well. So the real brain, the brain that works, the brain that functions, that does everything, is stuck behind this forebrain. Your personality, the rest of your forebrain. And my forebrain was injured, but the rest of my brain is okay, except for the memory part. So I was able to work through that subconsciously, giving myself messages and whatnot, and it was kind of like a game to me. And it was, in a way, in some ways. And I used to think of it as, the universe would be helping me along by bringing this along and then that along, and I used to think that was exclusively what it was. Now I understand that it was both my subconscious and the universe working together. So what I did was my subconscious did was create this game that played on the rules that I understood, the rules of the universe. And so, and I have to operate under two sets of rules. I have to operate under the rules of your game and the rules of the universe. And that's very difficult with brain damage. And, wow. Maybe that's the cause of schizophrenia. Yeah, that's probably it. I don't know. But anyway, so my thoughts do wander a bit still. So what my subconscious did was create this tool to put me through therapy to restore this connection to my subconscious. Not entirely sure how to describe that, but it's an ability that most people don't even have, but that I used to have, where I could call up my subconscious thoughts and my brain's ability to process things subconsciously. I could call it up consciously, and I don't know if it's something anyone else could do or not, but I could do that very easily. Well, I'm sure other people can, just not everybody does. There's a thought process going on in the background there, and I articulate it. So I've been able to achieve a state where I can shut that off, where I don't have to articulate my thoughts raw like I do on these videos. And I now can process things more easily, but I'm having trouble maintaining it. And this medicine isn't helping. The fact I'm in pain isn't helping. and all these distractions aren't helping, and that's why I'm shutting down the show, because it is a distraction, and is a distraction from keeping me from maintaining what the show taught me how to achieve. So here's the thing: if the show was created by my subconscious in concert with the universe to awaken me, don't you think it might do the same for you? And yes, I know that you have to take that on faith. Or do you? Do a little research. You know, I've got plenty of other information online, and plus there's the show. You can watch the show and see for yourself. You know, is this guy full of shit, or is he, what is his agenda? Yeah, what is his agenda? You know, ask yourself what my agenda is. You know, those that know me in person, because I'm inviting the people I know to watch this. Those that know me in person, you know what my agenda is. At least I hope you do. And well, maybe you don't. I don't know. But don't interpret my agenda from your perspective. That's for sure. That's the problem most people have, is they interpret from their own perspective, and in interpreting someone's agenda, they use their own experience, which isn't the other person's experience. You know, no one's experienced what I've experienced. So how can you know what my experience is? You know, how can you experience? You know, how can you speak from my experience if you haven't experienced what I've experienced? You know, you have to learn what I've experienced so that you can learn how to experience from my perspective. That's the point of the show. That's why it's a diary format. That's why it works. And, you know, I guess I'm lucky in that I don't have to watch it, although I should. So I don't have to suffer through it, but I think I will. It's just, if nothing else, to be fair. But, yeah, so, you know, I think that's what this show does. I think that's what it can do for others. And at the very least, I know on a conscious level on my end, I was definitely conveying information that I knew was essential to understanding humanity, so, and what's going on. So at the very least, you know, at the very least, the show promises world peace. You know, if everyone watches it, I guarantee world peace. Okay? Or if everyone watches it and understands it. But maybe it also provides that awakening. Maybe that's how. You know, because I do believe that enlightenment can only occur if it occurs with the entire species. So maybe this is humanity's guide to enlightenment. I'm just a guy, okay? I'm just a guy who got tapped on the shoulder by the universe to say, hey folks, this is what the universe is, or this is what it's about, this is the game, these are the rules, come play. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it all out myself. And maybe it's an invitation to join me, maybe it's a guide, I don't know. It's going to sit here on the internet and stew, and I'm going to leave it for those to, those who discover it to make use of, I guess is the best term. So, and I am aware that while I can tap my subconscious now more readily, and I'm trying to maintain that on a continuous basis, I will still always have difficulties articulating myself. The point is, I don't need to articulate myself. Except to one person, or the crew on my ship. That's why I'm going to see. See, my subconscious has been doing more than just the show. It's been guiding me in the rest of my life. And I make these decisions based on all this information that I process. And apparently my brain has developed a process of thinking through these executive decisions that has compensated for the memory issues, for the inability to recall memories. And it's been this connection through my subconscious. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I process things in my conscious mind and send them to my subconscious, and it stores them for me. And so what I've done is I've bridged the gap. I wrote notes this morning, things to do to bridge the gap. And what apparently I've done is created a link to my memories with my subconscious mind, because apparently the link in my mind is broken to my conscious mind. So I can access my memory, but only through my subconscious. So I have to be fully subconsciously awake all the time if I want to fully function, which is what humans are supposed to get to anyway. Situational irony. Damn you. Urgh. See, you're part of the game. uh, isn't it brilliant? To Graham. This is, well. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know if the show's over with yet, actually, because I may have to maintain the bridge. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But I do know that, I don't know, I think I'm done communicating to mankind. I think, I don't know. I really don't know what this means. I really don't know. Let's find out together, shall we? Again, out of order, this goes to the one before the one I just recorded. It goes to the addition to the one of the explanation. And by the way, I mentioned that that we'll continue this together. We will, but down the road. I'm going to do this alone for a while. I need to spend some time working on myself, I think. Hopefully I find some help doing it, because I'm still physically disabled. Can't get that right. Can't get rid of that. Doesn't change those things. Just because I'm smiling, just because I figured all this out, doesn't mean I can do it myself. Doesn't mean I'll survive. I'm still that same broken person. I just have this back. This gift back. Too bad nobody believes I have them. Otherwise they might want to actually share them with me.